It is the Riot Podcast. This is the Tuesday, October 3rd edition. I am back after a nice and relaxing trip to Pensacola. Nikki filled in while I was gone, thanks to her. But Isaiah, here's what I want to know. Having Nikki in and not me the last two episodes, what is one thing from the shows that you wish I could have been here for?
Good question. I have three stories that I think you possibly could have wanted to comment on.
Okay.
So this is what I'm going to do.
I want to comment on every story.
I'm going to just say the title.
Just give me the headline.
And then we'll see if you want to do that one or a different one.
Okay.
The first one, cooking up love. Homemade meals and pizza top the list of romantic gestures. Next, Meta unveils stylish yet really creepy smart glasses.
Okay.
Finally, the rise of the nudist barbershop.
I'm curious about the glasses, but nudist barbershop. I mean, come on.
That screams, doesn't it?
What do you mean the rise?
It's the rise in popularity of the nudist barbershop.
Is the nudist barbershop where your barber is nude, or where you're nude, or where they're shaving stuff, like trimming up not the top of your head?
Everybody's nude.
I'm in danger.
Everybody's nude.
But
are you nude, or don't you still have the cape on?
No, you're nude. You're nude. You're naked. Your barber's naked. And not only do they cut the hair on top of your head,
Yeah.
but everywhere.
I
They
can
cut it all.
I can see the advantages of that.
They trim everything for you.
Yeah.
They give you a fade across the board, top to bottom.
You can shave my chest hair into a heart or something.
Mm-hmm.
I can see the benefits of that. Do people do other like, what if you start styling your body hair? Has anybody considered that?
I'm sure people have done it.
I mean, I know it's not as long always. And the type of guys that have a lot of body hair are probably exactly not the type of guys that would want to like style it.
Yeah.
But maybe that's an avenue you could go down.
See, I'm fully shaved my chest and my arms.
Yeah. I've
So,
noticed.
I don't really have the body hair to artiste it up.
So
I just sent you a picture. I just sent you the article via message, right?
Yeah. Would you prefer if somebody? Oh my. Would you?
Get to scrolling, boy.
I don't need to scroll.
Scroll.
I see the main picture.
You guys scroll.
Would you prefer if somebody else was doing the shaving for you, though?
No, I do it myself. Because it's like...
I don't understand. What are the advantages of this?
Listen. To the new barbershop, you're wondering?
Yeah.
I know you see they're both naked.
They're both, yeah, as the day they were born.
It's because it's in Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little different culture there. Apparently, barbershops in Brazil, they say are very manly places.
Okay.
And so this is a way for it to be a little bit more free in there. A little more free flowing.
Yeah, we're just a bunch of bros just hanging out.
It's more chill.
Yeah.
Where the other one's a little more manly, I guess. More of like the bar feel, where like you can get like drinks at the barbershop and like they have sports on the TV. Where this one isn't like that. It's different. It's not as manly.
Oh.
Or is it more manly? I don't know.
Yeah. It's difficult to say.
It's just a different feel. Now, what I said to Nikki was the thing I'm most traumatized by.
Yeah.
Is you think about the barbershop, right? So both people are naked, right?
Yeah.
The thing I'm most traumatized by is the setup in which the person who's getting their haircut is sitting down.
Yeah.
And the person who's cutting the hair is standing up.
I'm looking at a picture where the alignment is questionable.
It is just about eye level, which I think that for me, that would make for a long haircut.
Yeah, it's just I don't know, it could be distracting, I could say. It feels like that could be distracting. And getting your haircut always feels awkward as it is to me. So
Oh yeah. And like imagine like the conversation, like barbers always try to conversate,
Mm-hmm.
whether you want to or not. Imagine these conversations.
Yeah. Yeah, what do you talk about? I'm trying to think of an advantage. I'm trying to think of why it might be a positive for anybody. Here's my thought. What if, right, your barber tries to give you like a haircut that fits your face, but maybe he needs to give you a haircut that fits your whole body? Like, how does this look when I can see everything? Does this haircut match your genitals, you know? It's like,
I
don't know.
Yeah, I guess maybe they hadn't taken that into account.
They take that into account. They're going the extra mile.
Seems a little over the top for me personally.
Yeah, it sure does. I you know what? I wouldn't do this. I don't like to frown upon people for being nude. I think that in some ways that's optimal, but for me, it makes me other people being nude does make me uncomfortable. I wish that wasn't true, but it does.
Yeah, it would make me feel very uncomfortable, especially in the barbershop.
And me being nude in front of other people, that's also something that I like to avoid. So this wouldn't be a place that I would go, but I guess more power to them.
Yeah, for somebody.
Well, I'm glad that this didn't pass me by, that I was able to have this conversation with you.
Yeah, I wish you could have heard me and Nikki do it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, if you think I'm uncomfortable, I'm sure Nikki was 10x uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah, she hated it. I told her when we started, I said, you're going to hate this one. Hudson sent it to me so that we could do it. He wanted to do it so bad. No, I told her after, I'm like, you're going to hate this one, but we have to do it.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
I'm not sure that Nikki's ever seen a person nude in her life, the way she acts about it. So,
yeah, I think the other ones too, the glasses.
Yeah, what makes those creepy? Can they top this creepy?
I think it does.
What do they do?
The Meta came out with their style for the glasses, right? For the AI glasses.
Uh-huh. Which I already hate.
Yeah.
Meta AI, hate it. But what else? What makes it worse?
So the thing that makes it so weird is that there's a camera on it. You can take photos and videos on the sly.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, is right up Meta's alley with their whole disregarding privacy thing.
Yeah.
And so in my mind, I think that's weird.
Yeah. I guess I'm just not shocked by that because...
Imagine if you went into the nude barbershop with your AI glasses on. You think people aren't going to be questioning whether you should be wearing those glasses or not?
This is a safe space. This is a safe space for me.
And now every time you walk in somewhere, wherever you are...
Yeah.
If you wear glasses, which I don't, but for people that wear glasses, you're going to hate these glasses because now every time you're going to have to prove that your glasses aren't AI glasses. Because people are going to have to take them off at places.
Yeah.
Certain places are going to be like, no, you can't wear those in here. And then you're going to be the normal everyday goer with your wire glasses. And they're going to be like, are those AI? And you're going to say, they look like they're AI.
Yeah.
They look AI to you.
And people are going to go, let me try those on. Let me see
them.
Yeah. People already love doing that with glasses. Let me try that on.
You wear glasses?
I wear glasses in private. They're not very flattering to me.
Really? You should wear them one day.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they're creepy. I think if you own these, I think you might be a little bit weird.
I don't know why companies keep making these because Google's not the first, Meta is not the first one. Google has done the lenses. Snapchat came out with the spectacles. I think Ray-Ban makes a pair that is like supposed to be connected to social media. I don't think it's really taken off in the way that they really thought it would. And so
What's the true advantage to it? You can hands-free video. Yet again, you just seem like a weirdo.
Yeah.
It says the new accessory also features freakishly advanced AI capabilities, such as the ability...
freakishly, you shouldn't be using that.
Uh-huh. This gets even weirder. I forgot it gets even weirder. Including the ability to identify places and objects that you're seeing in real time. That's fine, right?
I can barely do that as a regular person. I see something over there. I don't know what that. I can't
identify.
Is that? Yeah.
You know what the weird thing is? This is the kicker, right?
Uh-huh.
These glasses also claim that they can identify people. Like their name.
Now that's creepy.
Imagine me at the gym.
Uh-huh.
I look across at my gym crush.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I already know her name.
Rachel.
Oh, Caitlin.
Yeah.
I probably should introduce myself.
Says here she's 23, graduated from Brigham Young University.
She lives just down the road.
Yeah.
Perfect. Maybe I'll drop her off some flowers. That's what weirdos would do.
Yeah,
Thank you.
That's creepy.
Exactly. Now these glasses, they're not. I don't like them.
Yeah, I don't think you're alone. I think that's only the weirdest people are going to get these. Weird people with a lot of money. All right, I still have the nude barbershop thing open, so I'm going to close that, and we're going to move along, and we're going to you enjoy my first show back after a couple days off, and we'll catch you next time.
And we'll see you guys.
You won't hear a show like this anywhere else. And that's probably for the best. The worst of the riot. Radio U.
Now, this is crazy. I've got a woman here that's suing Disney. That's not easy to do. Disney's got a lot of money to defend themselves. The reason this woman feels like she has a case is because in 2019, she went down a water slide at Disney's Typhoon Lagoon in Florida. And this water slide was so intense that it gave her a wedgie. It was extreme enough to cause her to have to go get surgery.
Oh, no. That's a bad wedgie.
It's an extreme wedgie. Now, the story goes, in 2019, she was at Typhoon Lagoon to celebrate her 30th birthday. First of all, that's your first mistake. Feels a little old to be doing Disney stuff, right?
It's a water park. I don't think it's a terrible move.
Okay. And so she went down the Humunga Cowabunga slide. And it's one of those slides, I guess, that launches you. You go down the slide, it launches you, and then you land in the water. But when she landed in the water, the angle that she was at and the impact caused by the water there gave her such a wedgie that when she stood up from getting out of the water, apparently blood everywhere. She had to go to the hospital. It was determined she would require surgeries for her gynecological injuries. And according to doctors, she suffered severe and permanent bodily injury in relation to the wedgie that was caused by this water slide. And so basically the thought is, even though many, many, many other people have gone down the slide and not any issues, for her, she says that that they did not properly warn people, particularly women, of the increased risk of injury. $50,000 she wants.
Zero.
You're not giving her any money.
Let me put this in perspective. I know at first from the outside this seems like this could be. It
seems pretty bad.
It seems like she could, but then let me tell you this much. Ready? This is what's wild. This slide.
Yeah.
The required height to go down it. 4 feet tall. I don't want to hear it. That is a 6-year-old. They have 5-year-olds go down the slide and they figured it out. This woman. A 30-year-old woman. They told you cross your legs.
She couldn't.
And you couldn't follow that? She said, well, they told me to cross my legs, but they didn't tell me what would happen if I didn't. Well, if they tell you to cross your legs, that means cross them.
You cross your legs.
I don't know what to tell you. What more warning do you want? All the 6-year-olds got it. Every single 6-year-old figured it out. When they said cross their legs, they got it. And you somehow didn't figure that out. I'm sorry. As an adult, if you don't follow directions, I don't know what to tell you. Unfortunately, bad things might happen.
Yeah, bad things definitely happen. I mean,
is that what the person who's hired, like the teenager that's up there telling you to cross your legs, you want them to go in depth. So let me just give you a rundown before you get on the slide. Even though the line's already backed up all the way.
There should be like a slideshow.
Let me give you a whole warning of what's going to happen if you don't cross your legs.
You want this woman, does she want her pictures to be used, the medical pictures to be used to explain to people going forward what can happen?
Like, how long do you want this line to be? Now, let's have you sit down here before you get on here and sign this before you go down the same slide as the 7-year-old behind you, because clearly this is just so dangerous. No, just cross your legs like I told you to do, and then go on down.
You think?
Enjoy your day.
And I'm not...
At Disney's Typhoon Lagoon.
I don't want to victim blame here, but I also think maybe her anger is misdirected. Maybe it's not Disney in the slide. Maybe she should be suing the swimsuit company. Maybe it was too tight. You know, it could be that. I think that also could be related here. I just she said it doesn't warn women of increased risks of injury. Think about men. Think about the kind of impact that could make to us as well. I think
you love doing that, don't you?
Yeah.
I just like now forget about the women.
What about the men? What about the men?
I feel like in this scenario, this might be a little bit worse for the women.
I just think, but all this said, $50,000, that seems reasonable. She had to her nether regions. Who knows what has happened to them? Truly, we don't know. Only the doctors and her do. And so $50,000, that feels reasonable. You tell me that Disney caused an injury to your privates, they should just give you $50,000, whether it was their fault or not.
The stories you love with the opinions you hate. The Riot Radio U.
I've heard of more and more lately people taking up the idea of being a couple but sleeping in separate beds, getting married, sleeping separately like they used to do in old TV shows. But this is taking that to the next level. In Japan, it is becoming very, very common what is called separation marriages. Some people also might call it, and I've heard of this in the U.S. too, living apart together.
Living apart together. Living apart together. Living apart together.
You're living together,
but you're apart.
Apart.
Seems like a little bit redundant.
They also call it weekend marriages, where
I've heard of something like that.
You have?
Yeah. Mainly for dating, though.
How does that work in dating for you?
Usually it's when like one person doesn't really care about the other one.
Yeah.
And so during the weekdays, off limits. But around like midnight on the weekends, they're like, hey, we still hang out, right? I've heard of that.
Yeah, that sounds like trouble. Is what that sounds like.
So does this. So does this.
In Japan, and again, I've seen this in the United States, but apparently it's much more common in Japan, where people will get into relationships, get married, but continue on living separately. So some people, they're saying, even have kids together, and they'll get together, they'll hang out like on the weekends or whatever, but in the meantime, during the week, they work separately, they like don't have dinner together, they don't live together, they don't sleep together. They have different houses and then only congregate at certain times. And so the proponents of this say it allows couples to experience the combined benefits of being married and being single. But obviously, for it to be a strong, healthy relationship, it's important that it's based on mutual love and respect. And that's why they do this.
Seems kind of odd to me. Seems kind of odd.
Does it seem dangerous?
It doesn't seem dangerous. It just seems like you guys might not like each other all that much. If you can't live together. Also, you're buying two houses.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem very financially intelligent either.
And the ones that are talking about having kids, that's definitely unfair to somebody.
The child?
Well, I guess I just meant whoever has to take care of it.
Yeah, true.
But I once children enter the equation, it seems a little crazy to me. In the meantime, I understand the thought process. I just think you all need to have a better, a stronger dynamic between the two of you where you understand that maybe the other one maybe needs alone time. And it doesn't mean that being alone is better than being with you sometimes, but it does mean that some people just need time to recharge, and being around another person, it takes something out of you. And I think, so what I'm saying is, I think you should still live together financially. That makes more sense.
Way more sense.
But
than owning two houses.
But you can still functionally live apart together and have a happy relationship without actually living apart together.
Yeah, that just doesn't seem like a good idea to me. For me, this wouldn't be a way that I would roll. For somebody else, maybe this is your thing.
Yeah.
I know it's like a different culture and whatnot over there, but I feel like that would be the fun. I mean, I feel like I'd be so lonely. for me.
And what do you do? What do you do? Like some people here, they live like an hour away. What do you do? Like if you're in a relationship, maybe there's just a day where you really do want to see the other person.
What are you doing on that Tuesday?
But what about the other person?
They don't want to see you.
Yeah.
That's just crazy
Excuse
to
me. Last I checked, we are living apart together. And so don't forget the apart part of that.
I don't want to see you Monday through Friday, but weekends, I do love you, and that's why we're married. But weekdays, I'm not about it. You annoy the heck out of me on weekdays.
There seems to be some evidence that some people can make it work. Sounds a little tenuous to me for the average person, though.
Nobody does it better. The Riot Radio U.
Got a little debate that has been going on social media, at least in Australia. I want to see which side of the aisle you fall on this one. What do you do when you drop produce at the grocery store?
Good question.
I guess there's, do you pick it up and put it back? Do you feel obligated to buy it? You break it, you buy it type of thing. Do you take it to an employee and say, hey, this fell on the ground? Or do you just leave it there is another option? Because I guess it was on a cooking show in Australia. Somebody dropped some shallots and just picked them up and put them back in the shallot section without saying anything.
I'm not really for sure what a shallot
I
is.
think it's like aren't shallots?
It looks like some sort of it's a vegetable.
Yeah.
It's pretty much an onion.
Yeah. So if you dropped, let's just simplify
If I dropped an onion, I would put it right back up there.
Yeah.
And I would say sorry.
Does it
to no one.
Does it matter what the produce is?
No.
Whether it's an apple, an onion, an orange, lettuce.
Me dropping something at the grocery will not increase the likelihood of me buying it.
It's not going to increase the likelihood of buying. Would you take it? Because that's what people are saying in the comments. The people that are anti this person for dropping the shallots and putting them back, they're saying
they would have bought it.
No, they're saying you've got to take that to an employee and tell them that it fell on the ground.
No chance. 0%er that I'm going to an employee and saying that fell.
But would you feel bad if you dropped an onion on the ground and then somebody else bought it?
No.
And then they took that home and they ate fed that to their children? That
because you're supposed to wash.
You
wash all of your produce. You wash it when you get home. You rinse it. All you have to do is rinse it.
It's an onion. It has an outer layer anyways, right?
Exactly. You're peeling anything you eat for the most part.
And then what else do? You cook it usually. You're not well, I guess you do eat raw onion, maybe in like a salad or something. But I mean, also there's a good likelihood it gets cooked, and whatever germs it might have had briefly there on the ground
nothing.
Cook right off, right?
They
They
nothing.
get washed off. They get cooked off.
I wasn't even thinking about that. I'm not worried at all about someone else buying it. If they look at it and it looks
Okay.
good, then that's fine. But I mean, if it's like smashed,
Yeah.
that would be where I'd feel a little bit more bad. I'd be like, dang, I can't believe I smashed that apple.
Yeah.
Oh, well. That one's bruised.
I think with like fruit, it's going to be bruised, and then I feel like nobody's going to want to buy it anyways.
But there's bad fruit there anyway that people wouldn't buy.
And you think about how they have like all those apples and oranges stacked up anyways sometimes.
You know there's bad ones in there.
And it's got to be
It's
like
a shot in the dark.
It's not your fault if it falls. It's bound to happen to a few of them.
I agree.
I'm surprised. The thing that surprises me the most is the people that think you should go take it to an employee. Like if you really feel bad about it, how much is most produce anyways? Not very much. I know, everything's getting more expensive, but if you have such strong convictions, I think you could just take the hit, the $2 or whatever on the apple, if you really feel bad about bruising it up. I don't know why you would go take it to an employee. They're just going to throw it out.
They're going to throw it away.
They're probably going to throw it away. They might put it in the free section so some little child can have it while their mom takes them around the store or something.
Yeah, I'm not taking that thing anywhere.
Yeah.
I'm putting it right back.
What a wild debate. But the truth is, I'm just not going to I'm not going to have produce, and you know what I'm definitely not going to do? Not going to drop it, because I'm sure-handed.
Daryl said they came out of the ground anyway.
That's true. Another fact.
This is Radio U's Worst of the Riot.
Dropping produce at the supermarket debate. You can text in at 8772 Radio U. D says that all the food is grown in the ground, and Daryl pointed that out as well. But you think about that, it doesn't mean, well, I mean, most food, the apples aren't. But that also means you think about how they're fertilized too. So anytime it's like shallots, onions, any of the root vegetables, the ground is the least of its worries. Which then it comes around to Lisa. Lisa said what I believe puts this all behind us. Lisa said, the floor is nothing compared to all the nasty hands that have probably touched that produce as well. Think about that apple that you bit into, and you don't know who's touched that, whether it's been on the ground or not.
That's why you're supposed to wash it.
You got to wash it.
But also, I get what Rick and Dayton is saying.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a fruit that bruises like an apple, you should buy it. Don't make someone else buy your mistake. That's fair.
He also said this is why people need to inspect their produce before putting it in their cart. Otherwise, you wind up with mistakes made by the Isaiahs of the world. Now, Rick, I don't like that. Don't single out Isaiah, because I would also make that mistake and put the apple back.
But I've never dropped fruit at the store.
I can't say that I have either. And I understand that maybe we should be a little more principled, and, if you dropped other certain foods and it ruined it, then you might feel obligated to buy it. With apples, there's a million other apples to choose from.
Susanna says if it's damaged, she'll buy it.
Susanna, very charitable, making sure every apple gets taken care of.
See, I think it's just so tough. It depends on the fruit, too. An apple, it bruises so easily. That's like the only one that if you dropped, you'd feel real bad about, because it's just ruined. But then again, I've eaten apples that have had a bruise on it, and it's been fine. I've just eaten around it.
What does a bruise even mean? I don't even know what a bruise means. I don't even know how that truly affects it. It can always be used for something, right?
You can eat an entire apple around the bruise.
Yeah.
I've done it many a times.
I apologize to Rick, but I don't think that's going to convince. I don't think I'm going to be convinced to not. If I ever.
What if you dropped a glass pickle jar?
Oh, see, I know that. See, here's what I know.
Would, because of embarrassment, everybody would notice
something. I mean, obviously, everybody would notice, but I don't think that there's no employee there that's going to be like, "All right, now you need to buy it."
It happens.
It happens. It happens.
Oh, really? You're just saying no to that? I'm buying that out of pure embarrassment. You can sneakily put the apple back. Nobody notices. You can sneakily put the onion back. When you drop a pickle jar, I mean, boy, how do you get out of there?
How do you go about that? Do you grab another pickle jar?
I might just leave.
Scan it and then put it back, or
I might just leave the store. I might stop my shopping trip in general. Head home in shame of what I did that day.
What do? Do you go when you go to the checkout, just say, "Hey, by the way, I also broke a pickle jar. Can you add that to my tab?"
Sure, yeah, you're not doing that.
Yeah, how do you do that? I think they just say, "Don't worry about it."
You think you get arrested? You walk out?
It'd have to be a big pickle jar.
Wasn't that a great Riot clip? While you're here, you should watch more of our videos and subscribe so you don't miss what we do next.